estate sector in Nigeria is currently characterized by luxury developments, expanding commercial hubs, growing interest in affordable housing, and increasing integration of technology. But alongside these advancements lie challenges that need to be addressed to fully unlock the sector's potential. As Nigeria's commercial real estate experiences rapid growth with increased demand for modern office spaces, shopping malls and mixed-use developments, the latest demolitions in Lagos and Abuja have raised some concerns among some investors. These demolitions have brought about protests by affected residents who alleged that the exercise was carried out without prior notice. Joining us on the show to discuss how investors can avoid falling victim to such issues and state of real estate in Nigeria is Grace Ofure Ibhakhomu, a real estate investment strategist. You're most welcome to the morning show. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me this morning.
Well, madam, these demolitions, either in Abuja or in Lagos, we seem to have affected people in the real estate sector. What advice will you be giving to real estate professionals as someone in that sector, and also to the ordinary people, who just build structures? Because the issue is about land, the issue is about having the right papers and all of that. But I know from your profile, you do technology. You have introduced some kind of technological innovation. How central is technology to real estate development? Is it not just to put cement and blocks together and put a roof on top of it?
Okay, so thank you very much. It's a very big concern, and I'm excited that we have to discuss this today. Looking at the Nigerian space, I think that majorly the problem was policies around real estate. I can remember that when I joined the industry, I actually joined as a novice because it gave us opportunities. Like when I came to Lagos and I couldn't find a job, even when I was hawking on the streets of Lagos, there was a time I saw real estate as an opportunity and I entered into this space as a salesperson. Then from there, I developed into development. But one thing that did not go down well with me was because there was no proper structures, even the professionals, like some of us, and also government policies. So everybody was trying to just make things happen. So when you look at the demolition, it's like an after effect of something that wasn't done right. So when buildings can go up to a certain extent before the state will come and say, you're not expected to build there, then the wrong is between both parties, And also, when you also think about monies that are involved, most times because of lack of funding, developers sometimes will want to just quickly rush to sites and make sure the job is done, especially when they are getting money from investors, and the investors want their money back. And looking at that, it takes time. And now, what this whole thing has done, it's bringing a bit of clarity to everybody. So it's exposed now. And so people are asking the right questions, like approval. Because one thing I always say, when it comes to demolition, if government properly approved a building for you, the truth is you will win a court. But most times when you go into the matters very well, it's like maybe it wasn't a proper approval, or maybe it was a fake approval, or maybe so. Why are those kind of things happening? It's because we have not digitalized and how do we really make digital work in this kind of a place when we don't have data? So the truth is, because I play mostly in last 5 years in the Dubai market, they know who comes in, who goes out. They know so the system, so let me tell you what happened. Infrastructure came before building. So what our challenge is developers do infrastructure. So if we meet a place that already have infrastructure, lines are being piped, and where it's gutter, where it's, so it's an economy. I'll say that people just came to start to do what they have to do because the planning came after it was done. That's the truth, if we want to tell ourselves the truth. Because where I live, or where I've ever lived, community came to do the road. But where I came from last week, you can't even build. if the government has not done the road. So you can see I blame, because I'm a developer, I will not say I don't have a blame, or I will not say the government doesn't have a blame, but it's just what we are. We are a people that we are. But now it's the investors have issues with it, because investors at the end of the day had a project that went viral with, that took 4 years instead of 2 years. And guess what? Cement was 2,000 when I went into the project. And cement was 10,000 when I finished the project. But because they're investors in diaspora, because they work hard for their money, it was a problem.
Let's talk about these investors in diaspora. Yeah. Because there's some of the challenges we've talked about here on this show. One, in my introduction, I talked about demolitions, and this poses a challenge to investor confidence in the real estate sector in Nigeria. The other is land grabbers. I was speaking to someone recently who was telling me about her mom's savings. She's a retiree in the United Kingdom, had built a house in Alakwado area of Lagos State, and the land grabbers showed up one day to say that they had to pay 30 to 35 million naira per house, based on the fact that they are the Omoniles, they own the land, for nothing to be done. So how do you circumvent these challenges and still inspire confidence?
So, the challenge is there. I just say you do a lot and win some, and maybe the ones you win. Because in my own presence, a property that I bought, that I've built on, something came on it, I have to rebuy it again. So there are places that those kinds. So
there are no solutions. Are you
no, no. I didn't see a solution.
So how do you? So as an investor, how would you convince me?
I won't come here and try to shy away from what is the truth.
Yes, of course.
I had to keep my integrity. Lost a lot of money. I rebought the property from the new owner, because there was no litigation when we went to the site. There was not a litigation when we already finished building. And he says, if you don't buy, I own. But thank God there's one of the things you should do is that make sure that at least there's a structure on your property. Because at the end of the day, I'm sure that the property has appreciated a lot. So now we are not saying remove property, just pay more. Those kind of issues. Okay, let me give you an example of what is happening right now. A property that has governor's consent, which is the highest documentation, they just come up and say, because of security, Navy has to come here. Government will relocate you. Over 500 investors. And the people we bought from, because I don't like to buy from Omonile, because you understand, because Omonile can come tomorrow and they have issues. So I buy from someone that has bought from Omonile, do my documentations. They are in court with government. But the Navy people are still there. You say, why did I go to Dubai? That is
my sister.
Wait, I'm coming. So the Navy people are still there. So how do you tell investors? And some of the surveys were done by the state of these investors. Now, definitely, the good news about that is the government will relocate you. You just have to be patient. So when it comes to investment,
how long will it take?
No, but it doesn't matter. Let me explain. The more the government is waiting, the more you are making more money. And that's the truth. Because the land will keep appreciating. The government will never give you less than the value of your land. But just imagine those that don't have documentation. That's what I'm trying to say.
What did you say, Jonathan? He said the government will never give you less than the value. Go and ask those that are around Coastal Road. They will tell you the story. Thank God you didn't have anything around Coastal Road.
Somehow,
they will give you.
Somehow it's good to be close to God. Because there was a particular one I wanted to buy by that place, and the way I fasted and prayed, they finally did not give me. Until one day I just came and they said the whole village has become. That's why it's also important when you are doing business in a place like this, you better know God.
Okay. You see. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry.
You better know God.
See that word that you just said.
Yes.
I hate that word so much. You know why?
Why?
It's a reflection of the dysfunction we can't solve in society.
No, but
with due respect, madam, you are bragging about Dubai. You didn't need to pray and fast before you buy property in Dubai. In Nigeria, you have to pray and fast. Most of our prayer points, if government work the way it's supposed to work, we will not be praying and fasting.
Are you hearing now that they are trying to change? Because I can see some policies that are coming up from the government.
No, but madam,
so we should also look at we should also look at it from the government angle and see, are they doing anything about it? Or
Madam,
are we still going to remain like this?
Madam.
Because it's so painful. I understand. How can you put in...
Madam, I feel your pain. That's
So,
what I'm saying.
did they know, wait, when you were thinking of security, was security not supposed to come before anything happens in the country?
Let me land on my question. Let me land on my question. So, madam, like I just said, if government worked, most of your prayer points, you will not even need to go to church because you don't need to pray this much in Dubai because there's a structure. What we are calling for is they also have a structure. Let's go back to the real estate market. So, what you are saying invariably from what you've just come to tell us is, don't buy.
No, that's not what I said.
No, let me interpret it.
That's not what I said. You want to take me out of business?
No, wait now. It's not a case of taking you out of business. But if I invest in you and you give me stories because of government and you are telling me court case, you are telling me you have to rebuy the land, you are telling me you are taking a loss on your profits, you are telling me this, you are telling me that. At the same time, the government will still come and ask you for taxes for work they have not done. And you want me to open my eye after you've complained about all of this and you've bragged about Dubai here and I should still buy.
No, that's not the way you should say it.
Oh, how should I say it?
We are not going to live on the air. We still need real estate.
But you were just bragging about Dubai. Why did you go to Dubai if it was working?
No, I'm just saying, like what happened was that I stopped buying land because first of all, Lagos is not a place you should be thinking of land banking because development is fast. And when there is no more land, they will take the ones people have bought before and many stories will come. But I'm saying that if you must buy, make sure you take possession, make sure you put structures on ground, make sure, because now, even if you are coming to buy land from me, if you don't have money to develop, there's no need because you might not know what will happen if we don't do all this. So the days of buying and just walking away like what we do, because what was the problem? The money, the land that they use in buying the land, like diaspora people, the infrastructure is like times 5 of the money.
Okay, madam. Okay, my own takeaway is that to turn Nigeria into a Dubai environment, we need to have policies that are investor friendly. And we also need to put structures, infrastructure before,
if we can
developing.
do that.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not saying that in the midst of that, business will not continue, people will not be doing real estate. But, when you now get home and every night you are crying for doing business, then we need to really talk.
The reason I will not buy is that I don't want you to cry.
No, she will go to God.
I don't want you to go to God. I'm asking God for your losses.
Thank you very much.
That's the truthful point. So just make sure you have a lot so that if three doesn't work,
we really have to go now. Now it's time. Thank you very much, madam.